Now we're going to install all these items on this BP-15 over here. It's an 11.3, and we're going to start with our pressure switch, and then we'll install our rail wrap. We'll install our light, but we have to bend back the rail wrap. Then we'll put on the laser, and lastly we'll put on the suppressor and the sling. So when you're installing the light, you just got to make sure that the light is going to clear the can. If you're using a 1.5 diameter, it will fit on the slimline rail. If you're using a bigger can, you'll have to put the light a little bit further back or on a regular mount, not an Arisaka, or not a offset mount light bar. So we're going to throw this on here. So right now we're installing a Unity Axon, and I want to make sure that my laser is going to fit far enough back and not hit it. So I'm not going to tighten it all the way, as I might have to move it back and forward, but I think that should work. Yep, all set. So we have to remove our suppressor and our sling in order to install a rail wrap. It makes it easier. So you're gonna have a lot of overhang. And in this situation, I'm gonna put the little bungee lock towards the rear, so it makes it easier for us. Loosen up the rail wrap right there, and just stretch it out so we can put it over everything. I'm gonna pull the cables through, and then I'm gonna pull the rail wrap over all these accessories. As you can see, the rail wrap's open on the bottom. This is the rail wrap regular 6-inch in Coyote, and this allows us to wrap it around there. And now I'm gonna cinch it down, working my way from the back forwards. And as you see here, I'm gonna take this bungee lock, I'm gonna loop it around once, and then I'm gonna loop it around more in the front. So if I'd like to, I can just pull that back and get out of the way, or I can leave it on top. Now, I'm not going to tighten the front all the way, as it's going to make it harder to install my light bar. And I want to make sure that my light bar is going to clear my can. So I'm just going to throw this on here really quick, just to make sure that that fits. As you can see, I have just enough clearance. I'm going to tighten that right here. It's on there. And now I can pull my rail wrap forward a little bit, get it right where I want it. Start pulling my bungee tight. Tightening it as I go forward. And this part's all personal preference. You can pick how you want to run the bungee, what makes it more convenient for you. So I'm going to leave those two tight right there, and then work my way back. Loop this one more time around everything. And this is probably as complicated as an install on a rail wrap will get, because you have all these attachments. You might be able to loop it around one more time, and then I'll just cut the extra bungee off. Right now I'll just tuck that under there, but I can grab a pair of scissors and snip that off real quick. So that's pretty much how the Rail-Rap's gonna look. And now we're just gonna finish installing the pressure switch, the suppressor cover, and the sling. So this is a little bit extra long cable. So we're just gonna hide it under the Rail-Rap bungees so it doesn't get in our way. Now we're going to install that. Got our cover on there with our suppressor. Our laser on. And make it more, you know, clean and perfect. But for right now, that should be good enough. This is our BPG SHY Sling, all metal construction on the buckles, and we've got 55301 mil-spec webbing and Kevlar sewing thread. We have little paracord loops here and in the back. Lastly, throw on our optic and we're ready to go. Hit the range.